Hello and welcome to this tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about installing Joomla 2.5 onto your web server, be it a live one or a local one that you're running at home, be it for development purposes, for learning purposes, or actually putting your own website online. It's not particularly the most difficult task to do, although you do need to know a couple of things, what you're going to do first of all. Okay, so what I've done is I've written out a few steps which we're going to do and we're going to follow. So as you can see, if we're just going to talk through these first of all, and then we're going to go through actually doing them. Alright, so first thing first, if you don't know what Joomla is, and you've never heard about it before, or you've just heard about it and you're doing a little bit of research now, Joomla is a content management system which is used with PHP, okay, and it's basically a database driven framework, content management system that provides you with a user interface, or a web based user interface that allows you to create pages, create articles, change different templates, and additional extensions. You can make your own modules, you can make your own components, extensions, plugins, and you can do a lot more. It's a very large community with many forums available to you, and pretty much if you've got any questions or anything about Joomla that you want to research on Google, pretty much start your search with Joomla and then anything after it, and you'll find a whole bunch of forums and things where you can find information about. If you aren't a coder as such, and this is the first time really you're ever getting stuck in with kind of web development, the ways that we're going to go through this is kind of, if you don't know what you're doing at all, to the point, if you're just doing this as a quick guideline and you actually know what you're doing but you're just watching it for a little bit of information. Okay, so first things first, the thing which we need to do would be to download the package, the zip file from the Joomla websites. I've provided the link in here, which is just here. That's the full link that we actually need, but I will show you shortly how to find it and where to get it from. I've also provided a PHP command as well, so if you just make a file and then run that file, this will download that Joomla file for you and name it Joomla 2.5.zip in the same directory as where you downloaded it, if it's running in the root. We'll talk about that shortly. If you're a non-coder or non-developer, don't worry about this code too much. Okay, this is just for people that want to do it quickly and then download it straight to the web server, rather than having to download it to their client computer, then upload it via FTP, then extract it, and so on. Okay, the next step would then be to upload the Joomla Zip, which we've just downloaded, or which we're going to download, or which you would have downloaded, up to your web server via FTP or SFTP or any other method which you want to do. You would then need to extract all files to or on your web server. So that may be the fact that you're going to download the zip file, okay, to your local machine, and then unzip the package there, and then upload all the folders and files and so on to your web server. Bearing in mind, I believe it's around about 4,800 files in total that need to be uploaded. Therefore it does take a little bit of time. I would really recommend following this script that's here. So if you're a non-developer, then I'm going to show you how to use this script as well, because it's so much more easier to do. Okay, if you have your web hosting agents client and so on, you will need to unzip this folder, this file, afterwards. I'm not going to go into that here. Okay, so you are going to have to do a little bit of research on that. Otherwise, upload files and folders via FTP. Okay, so yes, once we've done that, we're going to extract all the files. We're going to set all the folder and file permissions. I actually thought we'd just do this beforehand. I kind of thought about changing the order of it very slightly. So basically it's not exactly in that order. So we're more gonna actually, let me just change this right now. Let's give me a second. So let's change that to 3, that to 4. And let's give this a little bit of a refresh. Okay, there we go. So we're actually going to set the file permissions on this zip file as well to 757. Therefore, the file already has the read and write and execute permissions prior to extracting it. We might have to do a little bit of tweaking afterwards, but just makes a little bit more sense to give it the permissions prior to extracting the files. Okay, so once we have got all the relevant files extracted on the web server and uploaded on the web server, you will need to set up a database and a database user using MySQL. Okay, you can also have MySQLi, but in this one we're only going to talk about setting up with MySQL. Okay, once that's done, you need to know the username for the database, the host as well, and also then the password for that one user in order for the Joomla installation to install and create all relevant tables and insert all relevant data to the database. You will obviously need a database which can be written to as well, and also you need the relevant privileges to be able to create, select, insert, delete, and so on. So if you haven't, you will need to discuss this with your web host. If you do have a standard access to your database, then it should be no issue to be able to change all of these things. Okay, finally, once that's done, what we're going to do is then navigate to your actual home page. This will then redirect you to the installation folder and to the index.php with inside of that one folder. Complete steps until finished and ask to remove installation folder. Okay, on this note, the final step is it won't let you go any further unless the installation folder is removed or renamed. I wouldn't really recommend renaming that folder because if people are clever enough, they'll probably try and work out what you've renamed it to. Otherwise, rename it to something absolutely bizarre that no one's ever going to guess. But best thing is to remove it, or remove it out of the web root somewhere else for later use. Best recommendation, delete it. Alright? Okay, so we're going to talk about first of all downloading the quick way, alright, which will be through SSH. And if you've never used SSH before and you do have SSH access, then the easiest way is to use PuTTY. Okay, I'm not going to really go through that. I think there's plenty of tutorials out there about PuTTY. That's P-U-T-T-Y, in order to work out how to do it. Okay, so I'm already kind of logged into the server via SSH, and I've got a couple of things here which have just been made a temp Joomla folder just for the files to be extracted to, just because I was testing, and also I didn't want to delete the web page which we've actually got here, so that was the reason. Okay, so first of all, let me just show you this the PHP file. Okay, so we can just see that we've got a URL going, which is just defining the actual complete URL where the zip file is at. and then we're just getting the contents of that one URL with file underscore get underscore contents. Then we're just declaring the name of the zip file which we're going to make, which to keep it simple we're going to name it Joomla 2.5 .zip, and then we're going to put the contents of that zip file that we downloaded into the file itself. Well, it's going to create that file and put all of those contents into that file. That works relatively quickly, and so on, and it downloads obviously to the root. So wherever this download file is, this one's at my root, but I'm pretty sure that you're going to have to declare the path to it if you're not at the root of your web host. Okay, so that's basically that bit. Okay, then otherwise we can just go ahead and say, let me just copy this link once again. Let's copy that, come back to here. Okay, so then we can just turn around and say wget, put in the URL, and we're going to say dash and uppercase O to rename the file, and we're going to rename it Joomla 2.5 .zip, and we just press enter, and we should get it downloading. Now it downloaded pretty fast for me. I got, yeah, it took 2.5 seconds. It is an 8 megabyte file size, but I seem to be downloaded at 2.95 megabytes per second. I do have pretty fast internet, but then this is from my actual virtual server, so it could take you a little bit longer than that to download, but it shouldn't take too long. Okay, so now we can check. We've got the file itself, all right, and we can see that it's only got read and write permissions for the owner and so on, and read for user, and read for or for the group and other, and so on. So let's just go ahead and change the mod for the file itself. Okay, I'm no Linux or Unix genius here. Okay, I know enough to get by. So please, if there's any Linux guys out there that know it inside out, right, well done. I don't know it that well, but I can use it just enough. All right, so no making fun, please. Everyone's got to start learning somewhere. Okay, so we're going to change mod to 757 for Joomla 2.25 underscore zip. Okay, that seemed to work fine. Okay, let's just talk about this note very quickly. This 757. There's plenty of folders and files which need read, write, and execute permissions. Right, therefore we need to set them to 757 for the installation. Okay, it is recommended that once you have installed Joomla and you have everything set up the way you want it set up, to remove those permissions afterwards in order so it's a little bit safer. Okay, and then next time when you want to install an extension or a template or a module or anything like that, then change the file folder permissions once again back to 757, and then once you're finished, change them back again. All right, it just means that there's no files and folders with the wrong permissions out there that other people can work out how to use. All right, so that bit's done now. So we see we've got that. Let's just check to see whether I've got anything inside of here still. No. Okay, so we're going to just make directory scripts temp, and we're just going to move this download. Oh no, we're in the wrong directory. So let's move this. Just move this up. Sorry about this. Okay, so we just want to move these files into where we're going. We're going to go script download PHP. I just want to move them in there before I delete them, maybe. So I'm just going to move them in there. That one's all okay. and so on. So now we should just have these ones there. Okay, now let's just clear this. Now what we want to do is then unzip the Joomla 2.5 .zip. So we're just going to start off by saying unzip and then the Joomla 2.5 .zip. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do that, and that's going to do it. And that should be now all there, as you can see. All right, but so as you can see here, we do have read, write and execute on there, but I believe we need read, write and execute on these ones here. We'll have to check that one. When we do the installation. Okay, so what we've done so far is we've downloaded using SSH at the moment, using wget. Right, we've got this, and we've set the files and folder permissions to 757. Well, we haven't actually done that yet. We're going to see whether we do actually need it to be done now or later. Extract files on the web server, which we've done. Well, we haven't done the FTP way yet. Okay, we're going to do that very, very shortly. So this is going to be done a couple of times. All right. So let's go through the SSH way first of all, and then I'll do the FTP way afterwards. All right. So let's now go to the actual web page itself. So we should then have this one. No, is let's just copy this again. Okay, and then it works a little bit, and then it says, okay, which language do you want to choose? Okay, you can choose from a whole bunch of different languages here. Don't worry too much about the languages, all right? Because if you want to have additional more languages, say for example, I'm in Germany, I like to have them with the English language and the German language as well. All right. Now you might be thinking, well, wait a minute, I want to have more than one language on there. Joomla 2.5 and higher, that gives you the opportunity to install the languages once everything's already installed. Okay, so don't worry about that too much. The previous versions meant you had to download the installation pack and then upload it and so on, but now it gets a lot easier. Alright, so from this one point, just select the language which you want. Okay, let it be highlighted in blue. Okay, then just click next. Okay, as you can see here, we've got all yeses, green yeses, which is what we want. Safe mode is off. Register, what's that one there? Output buffering is on. Everything seems to be okay right now. Therefore, we can move on. We can ignore this for now. It's fine. Okay, so now we can just go next again. Okay, then you've got the license which you can read. So have a fun read and so on. And then click next. Right, this is the point where you need to set up your database. All right, so MySQL and so on. Well, I've actually got the database set up already, and the database is called the database is that one there, and the user is that one there, and the password is that one there. Okay, just a word of interest for this. Okay, the username for the database and password for the database are easily available, okay, on the server. So if someone else has got access to your server, be it your web hosting company or any developer which works for you and so on, and they know you've got Joomla, well, and this is your most secret password for all your bank accounts and everything like that, well, it's a piece of cake to find. Okay, so I do suggest that you place some fictitious password that's just been hashed, so like a password generator, and just chuck it in there. Okay, so the table prefix. Now another point on this is that the table prefix for every single table that gets made by Joomla shortly will have, let's take the menu table for example. It will have, in this case, sc65s underscore then menu. All right. Now, when it comes down to the likes of SQL injection, and so on, and people trying to hack your website, if you name this like say JOS, okay, which many people do, then people will know, wait a minute, I know the first prefix of your database tables. Therefore I just need to use all the other generic names of all the other tables which they know, and they know the table structure as well, because all they've got to do is install their own one. They know where all the breaks are, where all the problems are, but if they don't know that prefix, then it's going to be a lot more difficult. But if they do know that prefix, then they know the exact table that they're looking for. Okay, it's just a secondary measure to keep your web server a little bit safer. Okay, to back up, if you've got one already installed, then it's going to make a backup of the table and the database and so on. Okay, for the time being I don't have anything else installed on there, so it doesn't actually really matter. Now I have my web host open, whether it's still actually let me in. Yep, it's fine. Okay, so at the moment, here's the database. Here's the online database. As you can see, YouTube _ Joomla 2.5, and there's no tables in here at all. So yeah, okay. So we're just going to move that out of the way for a second. Okay, and we're going to leave it at JOS just for the sake of it. All right, and we're going to click next. Okay. The FTP part, well, if you've already got FTP, then I just wouldn't worry about it. We'll just leave this bit here. Okay, and press next. Okay, site name, we're just going to say Joomla 2.5 YouTube test. Okay, then email address. Just by the way, if you enter someone else's email address in here, and your server does have an SMTP server, this email is getting sent to that email address. Okay, so any details that you place in here, they are getting sent to that email address. Alright, so we're just going to place in here. Feel free to send this email spam, because it gets spammed all goddamn day long. I prefer if you don't send spam to that email address. But people do anyway. So right, default, then install sample data. This is just gonna fill your content management system up with hundreds and hundreds of articles and pages and all sorts. Now if you actually want to build a website and you don't want to get lost in the amount of pages that it makes for you, then don't press it. Okay, just leave it as default English GB sample data. Okay, to me that seems the best way to do it. Okay, so you can have other things, meta descriptions and so on, and site offline. Now if this is a production website, or where you're in production of doing it, it's not live yet, this is the chance where you want to switch the site offline. Okay, which means that anyone visiting your URL, your domain, is gonna be presented with a login page saying the site is offline at the moment. Okay, therefore I would advise to set it to yes. Okay, now it's going to take a little bit of time. Okay, please remember to remove the installation folder. Okay, this is basically now finished. Okay, but this will be the time when you know that whether the folder and the file permissions are correct. Alright, if you click remove installation folder, then it will come up with a green thing saying it's been done. If it doesn't, then it will come up with error. So let's just check it. Okay, and it was okay. So setting the Joomla Zip permissions was enough. Okay, so we don't actually have to set all of the files and folders permissions. You just need to set the zip file with the correct folders and permissions. Okay, so that's basically it done. If we go back over to SSH, and we still see here installation. Okay, whether you can see that very well, but that says installation there. If we just clear this and show it again, we can see that the installation folder has gone. Okay, there's one last thing which I would like to show you, is that there's now a configuration file here, configuration.php. Okay, for any people eavesdropping on your password and your configurations, this is the place to do it. Okay, if you want to get access to someone's web server and well, potentially shut their website off as well, then just delete the configuration file. All right. Otherwise, don't delete this file because it's important. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to have a quick check that there's nothing on there that anyone else shouldn't see. Shouldn't be. No. Okay. Good. Last check. That's good. Okay. So let's come back to here. Okay, so you can see here, this is basically the jconfig class, which gets used throughout the website. Okay, and it's got lots of them public member variables that it can use. All right, and as you can see, the first one you've got offline equals 1. This is basically saying, yeah, it's offline. Okay, then the default message, which is here, you can edit this right now, and it will be fine. So if we just come over to the site on here, we're done with this administration now. Come over to the site, and as you can see, because we told it that the website is offline, this is the message. So this site is down for maintenance, please check back again soon. Okay, it comes to here, this site is down for maintenance, break, please check it back again soon. And we'll say, let's come to here, this site is very down, please check back again next year. Okay, so let's save that, and then we'll just come to here, and as you can see, this site is very down, please check it back again next year. Alright, okay, next thing to do is we can see display offline message, yes, offline image, site name, we can change the site name there as well. Okay, then the default editor and a few other boring things really. Okay, database type, as you can see here, watch my videos at YouTube today. Okay, that's the password which I put in. Okay, that's not my password, by the way. I was using my brain to come up with a nice little password. Okay, so let's kind of be a bad person, shall we? And let's see what we can do with this. So YouTube today 2 exclamation mark, which is obviously whoops. Let's get rid of that. It's obviously not the password, and we'll come back to here, and we're going to get like a kind of loop message or something. Okay, database connection error, could not connect to MySQL. Okay, so you can really kind of mess things up on here as well if you don't put the right information in. So let's knock that back out again and come back to here. Okay, and we get it once again. Okay, what else is there? The FTP information, your email information, and also where the email is coming from, the SMTP information, and really there's not that much other information which you need to know about on here, I don't believe. Or is there? Okay, other stuff, the log path and so on, which is of importance, which you would need to name. Obviously this is going to be the full route path to get to where that folder is. Okay, so just of interest. And also the session handler is the database. Okay, on this note, what I want to do is the next thing is, so you just got to log in with admin, because that was the initial username which it provides you, is the admin one. Alright, so you are the main user with your password which you put in on about step 3, I believe it was. Okay, so let's just log in here, and you see the front page and say hi super user, because that's, you haven't set any name yet on there. Okay, in order to get to the back end of any Joomla website, you just go to the main website itself and then type in administrator. Okay, standard English word administrator, and then it will flip you over to the back end login page. and once again you just once again you just log in here, okay, and it will come into your site. Right, and as you can see here, it even tells you that there's this person, super user, the person which we are logged into right now, logged into the site with the ID of 97 and the last activity and so on. You click this button here, then you can log them out. Alright, so you've actually, with the sessions and so on and with the database, you can log them out whilst you're here. Okay, so I'm not going to really go over the Joomla too much in this. More what I want to do is go over system information and so on. Okay, so under sites and then system information, you are only going to get all of this if you are the super user. Alright, well, all of these ones. You can see what server it's on and so on, and then what PHP version it's on, blah de blah de blah, and so on. Now, directory permissions. This is the important one. Now, if you come on here and you get like unwritable in red for all of these, this is basically meaning that you're not going to be able to install any extensions, modules, templates, do anything basically, because none of your files and folders actually have any write permissions or execute permissions to do them. Now, all of the administration files, they pretty much need the write and execute permission in order to function properly. Okay, so then you got the configuration file, which is basically what we just went over earlier, but there's a few things X'd out as such, so other people don't see them. Okay, so you can get to see all of this stuff, and then your PHP settings as well, which on here. This is all just read-only stuff. Okay, so this is pretty much the installation of Joomla, and you know, you've seen the site already. That's the fantastic, lovely site which we've got so far. Yeah, okay. So that's the installation through SSH. All right. Now, if we want to do the installation through FTP on a Windows machine, okay. I am using a Windows machine, but I'm just using SSH as well. Okay, we'll next go through the steps of how to upload, not using a FTP manager or anything like that, just using the command line, all right, of how to upload. I'm sure that if you want to use the likes of FileZilla to upload and so on, yeah, find another YouTube video in order to learn how to use it, because it's dead simple. I just want to show you actually all the different methods of installing Joomla, yeah, all in one video. Okay, so if you just wanted to watch this about how to get Joomla installed, well, it's installed, it's working, right? Okay, quick thing, yes, so obviously we need to go, okay, to be able to put the site back online. If and when you're ready to do that, okay, you need to go to Site, Global Configurations, and then you see here, Site Offline, yes or no. So we can stick it to no, come over here and click Save. All right, you got two main options, which is Save, which is just going to come back to the same page. If you are a developer and you're just starting out with Joomla right now, please be advised, Save in the developer speak, in the coding part, isn't save, it's apply. Alright, so when you see the save sign, it's actually apply. Okay, save and close is save. Alright, later on when you learn about all of the tasks and so on, you'll start learning that this is actually apply, and this one's save, and this one's close, and this one's then help, and so on. Okay, top tip, that's just to work out where things are getting chucked around. Okay, so just very quickly then as well, what we can, no, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. We've got, okay, just another thing, quick thing for you. We go over once or twice in the development stage. You might be working on an extension, so on. You might be coding it and then going away for 10 minutes, checking your code, checking your algorithm or whatever, or checking the HTML which you're going to show. and stuff, then you come back to the page and then suddenly you're logged out again. Alright, it can be a bit of a nightmare because it's just set to 15 minutes. Alright, the session lifetime set to 15 minutes. But now my personal way of doing it is that, just for me, I just set it to 3,600. Okay, just whilst I'm in the development stages. Alright, so it means that basically I'm always logged in. I mean, every single time I do an action, it's getting updated by an hour. Alright, it just means you don't walk away all the time, and then suddenly it's logged you out. Alright, so that's just a top tip. Change it to 3,600 or any number that you want. Just press save, and then it's done. Okay. Yep, that's it for this one. So if you're leaving me now, thank you very much for watching. My name's David Dawn. Come and visit me at Facebook. It's facebook.com/Thorn Design. Okay, and yeah, that's about it. Right, okay, let's delete everything. All right, and let's start again. So let's first of all go to the database. All right, let's check everything there. Why did you not find any? Okay, so let's find the database here, and you see all the tables with the JOS_assets and blah de blah de blah de blah and stuff like that, and so on. So let's just drop. Let's go back to here. Actually, we can do this a lot easier. Let me just see. Can I get into this? Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Sorry about this. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to log into the Mysql database. I just need to do this off screen quickly. Who are we doing this with? This one. What is this one here? Okay, what was the username was? Sorry. Okay, fine. We'll do it this way. It's fine. Okay, so what we want to do is drop this database. So we'll just drop all these tables, basically. So let's go down to the bottom, check all, and we want to drop. Yep. Okay, so now we have no tables in there, which is cool. Okay, let's go back over to here, and let's just come to this, and I want to come out of here, and we're going to go back into that, and then might sound crazy, but let's just clear that out, and then make temp Joomla. Oh, it already exists. Where are you? Oh, there we are. Okay. Is there anything in there? Okay, sorry, all I'm doing is just deleting some stuff, moving all of this. So let's move all of this into temp Joomla. Can't. Ah, shit, sorry. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay, good. So we've got all of that in there. Now we want to just quickly do some administration. Move temp Joomla, and then I want tuts, and then I want that one back in here. That should be fine. Change directory. Just want to have another look in here. that one there includes that one there, libraries, logs, media modules, scripts, script temp, and what was that one? So let's go script temp. Okay, so I want to move that one out as well. Nearly done. Okay, so we're in move in temp Joomla script temp, and we want to move that to here. That's good. Okay, then we can just do one last precautionary measure and change directory to this one. Have we got all out? There's probably a quicker way to do it, and if there is a quicker way to do it, then please let me know how I can move the complete contents of a folder into another folder but not delete one specific folder in there. So if you do know how to do it with Linux, then please let me know. I'll be very interested how to do it, because obviously I'm doing a lot of messing around doing it. Okay, so where are we in now? We're in that, and we want to go up one level, and then we've got that, and then we want to, I do know how to do this command, I want to do all this, and I only want to delete all of them for now, so that should be fine. Okay, so now we should have, we come to here, we should have a nice 500. Oh, that one's good, I don't mind that. Okay, so now we've got nothing left there, which is cool. Happy with that. Okay, so now we're going to do the FTP way of it, plus got to have a sip of my tea. Okay, so now we're going to do the FTP way of doing it using the command line. Okay, so let's open up Windows PowerShell. Okay, come over here, and okay, so the one thing which we've got to do on here first of all is connect to the web server. Okay, and simple as just typing in FTP in the command prompt. This actually doesn't matter whether you're using the command prompt or PowerShell. Okay, it works both ways. Right, so click FTP. Now we're changing protocol. We want to say open, and it is youtube.webdesign.com. That one there, yep, and it's YouTube, and it's this. Okay, so now we're logged on, which is cool. So let's have a look on here. Yep, we've got the same things there, and let's go in there. Let's go in there, and we see all of this. So let's. Oh no, it's that one there. No. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Okay. So now what we want to do is to upload our downloaded file. All right. So at the moment, the LCD, which is the local directory, is profiles David. Okay. So let's get that, shall we? Profiles David. What we got now? Let's. Make a new folder then. I'll say Joomla. So okay, let's change. Oh, we'll do local change directory, which is D profiles David Joomla. Okay, so that's now there. Now we need to come over to the Joomla website. Alright, so we'll just come to joomla.com. Okay, the landing page, and as you can see here, there's the download page. Now you might be checking this out at the moment. Look, there's the new version of Joomla 3.0. Yeah, see what it says there? Recommended for developers and early adopters. Okay, recommended for most websites. There's a massive difference between Joomla 3.0 and 2.5. Huge. Okay, it's like they're two completely different things. All right, Joomla 2.5 is a huge amount more documentation, huge amount more extensions, plugins, modules, and so on. And 3.0, the code is slightly different. 2.5 is slightly different and still works with the legacy code, but 3.0 is a big change. So anyway, let's just take, let's just click this. We're actually downloading it, aren't we? So let's save this. Takes a little bit of time and it's downloading, blah de blah de blah. It takes a few seconds to download, scanning for viruses, and scanning for viruses, and scanning for viruses. Okay, I've actually got this downloaded probably about 3 or 4 times now. Okay, let's just get to the right folder. Okay, so now we're on the right folder now, yeah? Which is cool. Alright, so this is the file which we actually want to upload. So let's just, to make it easier to type, let's just change it to Joomla. Let's go back over to our PowerShell, okay? And we know that we're in the current working directory, unless we get kicked out of that again. Okay, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, so profiles, David, Joomla. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to change directory, which I believe we were on, to change directory into that one. Yeah, okay. On the actual web server itself, we're on the we're in the correct directory. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to put this Joomla .zip onto the web server. Okay, so let's just say put Joomla.zip. Okay. That's going to take all of 7 megabytes time uploading through Windows, which probably I could pause the video whilst doing that. I seem to have found actually that I was writing, just to tell you something whilst this is uploading, I was actually copying photos from my flash card for my camera using a new multi-card adapter with USB 2, okay, and it would transfer like 2 gigabytes worth of photos, and transferred it across, and I think I got something like 1 megabyte a second, and it took like 34 minutes, 38 minutes to transfer 2 gigabytes worth of stuff. So then what I did is I opened up Visual Studio, I built a quick like kind of file mover, let's call it, with C# that used parallel programming, which meant it could do multiple threads and tasks all at the same time, and managed to transfer them in next to no time at all. So it just shows that Windows is slow. That's about it. Windows is slow. As much as I do love Windows, it's slow, and yeah, it is slow. Okay, so now that's uploaded to the web server. So now we can pop back over to here, okay, and we can come here and we can see that our Joomla .zip has been uploaded. Okay, so now what we need to do is basically, what we're going to do is we're going to go through, and I'm not actually 100% sure how you to change the mod of this. Can we do it like this? Can we do this? Invalid command. No, okay. Let's have a quick look, shall we? So FTP change mod. Let's have a quick look. Never really done it before. Is there a way to? There is no, it will take the system default. There's a way to change all this. Yep, change my file, see the page, change file. Okay, so fine. Okay, so it seems there is no way. Okay, so let's, we're going to have to do it, we would have to do it the slow way. The slow way would be to open up FileZilla. Okay, as much as I do love FileZilla as well. And we come to here. We'll type this in here, type this in here, type this in here, and connect to that. Come to here, come to this, file permission, bosh 755, that'll do fine. So now that's changed. Did we get everything okay? Yep, we didn't get any problems there. Let's come back over to here just to refresh this. Okay, we'll get it green. Okay, so with FileZilla, it makes much more sense uploading the zip first, then using the likes of FileZilla to change the mod file. Okay, the only problem which you have now is unzipping the file. Okay, so you will need to go onto your web host really to unzip it. Yes, so that's really a little bit stuck there at that one point without using SSH. Okay, if you do have access to SSH, then I would use that way because it's far easier. If you don't have SSH and you can't SSH to your web server, then you are going to need to extract that file, okay, on your local machine, as in, let's just do it here. So let's extract it all. So look, can we change the file permissions on this one? I don't really care. Okay, so we would need to extract all. Okay, and we'll chuck it over there and see how many years it takes for Windows to extract this. Consider it takes Linux. Let's actually do a race, shall we? Just for the sake of it. So let's do unzip. Right, just to show you, this is getting a way good head start. Okay. Wow, it's done. And we're still waiting. Waiting and waiting and waiting. Does anyone want to wait 60 seconds for this? No? Okay. I'm going to go for a smoke and come back. We're still waiting. And still waiting. Okay, so that's done now. Wherever the files are. Okay, so that's all now done. As you can see, the installation folder is here. Everything that you need. And also, as you can see, there's no installation. Oh, sorry, configuration.php file. Now you could write that in the beginning and then upload it afterwards. Would be fine. So now really the cumbersome thing which you've got to do is to copy the URL, and if we look in here, there should be nothing in there, and we'll chuck this in there, and then we'll copy all this and chuck it all over. And as you can see, there's 4,800 and something files which need to be uploaded. So a couple of points to take away from this is get SSH, and you can do it a lot quicker, or have a web host where you can upload the zip file and then extract the zip file. Pretty much all of them do that. I can pretty much guarantee you that you can upload a zip file and then they will extract it with the likes of shell or bash or PHP or whatever for you. Failing that, learn some code how to extract a zip file. Okay, so we're going to stop this because I'm not going to mess around doing that. That's stopped somehow by, let's just stop and remove all. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's just connect it again just to delete all of these. Okay, that one there. Let's just dump all these quickly. Okay, there's nothing really much more than that. You will obviously as well have to change change the file permissions on Joomla for the Joomla folders with FileZilla. Now, if I hadn't have deleted that one folder, I could have shown you how to do it. Let's just wait for that one to go. It's just finishing off. Okay, well, I'll just pause it and then we'll just wait until they're all gone. Okay, they're all gone now. So let's upload a small folder, which is probably going to be the images one. So let's just chuck that up. Shouldn't take too long. Okay, so potentially what you're going to do is you're going to highlight all folders and files. You're going to right click it, file permissions. You're going to set it to 755, and then you're going to do recurs into subdirectories and apply to all files and directories. Okay, then press OK. Okay, it's going to take a little bit of time to do. So realistically speaking, is when you upload all the files, if you're doing it a really slow way of uploading all the files and folders without extraction on the server, then you're going to have to upload them, come back 5 days later if you're in South Africa. Sorry South Africa, I know that you have really slow internet connection. And then once that's done, you're then going to have to change all the files and folder permissions. If you're in South Africa, then wait another 5 days until that's done. Okay, then once it's all done, okay, it's really cumbersome. If you do have really slow internet, it's going to take a whole bunch of time to do. Okay, so the best way is to find out with your web host if you can upload a folder and so on, or if you can upload a zip file, or if they can actually install it for you, would be the other good thing. So you can ask them very kindly to write a little bit of script and to install it for you. Okay, just the main files and folders. That would be very helpful. Okay, so that's that bit done. So, okay, let me think. Let me try and make this so it's going to hit the point. The thing which I want to do. Why is that still looking like that? What are we? Okay, so it's all there still. Why is it all there then? I unzipped it, didn't I? Oh, that's a bastard. Okay, so for example, let's just change mod of all of these, okay, to what would that be? That would be, I'm just checking what it would be. Would be 444. Okay, so let's change mod to 444 and let's put everything in here. Permission denied. That would be because someone else uploaded it. It's because oh, there we go. Okay, so see, now we've got pretty much no read and write access on it. Okay, and we come over to Joomla, and we'll go to the installation step. You see, it can't even execute at this one point, so let's give it at least execute, shall we? Let's give, I think it would be that actually. I think it would be 744. I think would be the main one to have. Okay, so now let's give this a go. Okay, so it's not letting you even get to that now with 744. So you can see how much of a bugger it is. How much of a bugger it is if the file permissions aren't correct. Let's now change it to 754. Okay, so let's do this. Are we in the correct direction? Yeah, okay. So let's now change mod recursively to 754 for everything in this directory. Okay, now let's see what we can do. Still can't do anything. Let's change it to change mod 755. Let's see what we can do now. Okay, so 755 now gets you to the installer stage. Alright, now let's just do next. Let's do next. next to seeing all this. Let's change it to that, and it should still be there. If not, then I'll get my little notepad with all the relevant information in. That one goes there, username and database goes there, and the funky password, and let's change that just back for the sake of it. Click next. Yeah, that will all work. This will all work fine, this will work fine. Okay, and test info here and here and here, and fill out this. Okay, and then next. Okay, this is now where you're going to be presented with an error. Okay, well, that one works fine. Okay, let's go to the administration. System information, directory permissions. Oh, we're all writable. So 755 works fine then. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Let's, just for the fun of it, change it to 746. I think that buggers it up, but I think that allows you to. No. Let's change it to 756. See whether that buggers it up. Okay, that one does bugger it up still. 746, 7 or 747 was it? I think it was 747 actually. Okay, so we still get, and we're still writable. Huh. Okay, actually let's change it. It's because there's 7 here, isn't it? Let's change it to 744. Do we get anything here? No. 745 we haven't had yet. We're still writable. Okay, so let's. I'm intrigued now. I'm intrigued to see what one of this is. 555. Let's change it to 555. There we go. Gotcha. Okay, so this is pretty much how it would look in the beginning if you hadn't got the right read and write permissions. Now, this would also mean that you wouldn't be able to delete the installation folder from the web page. All right. Therefore, you would have to go then into FileZilla, okay, and delete them from there, and come to here, and so on, and come to there. Let's do a refresh on that. There we go. See, you'd have to come into here and then highlight all of these like this, go file permissions, change all of this, so, or just right in here. So it actually works out 755 is fine. Apply to all files and directories, click OK. I'm not going to do it, it's going to take forever to do. Okay, I think I've managed to suck all the life out of this totally. That's, if you've been listening to me for an hour and 3 minutes, then wow. But I hope I've covered everything to do with the installation. I hope so. I hope. I'm just trying to think of some more things which could be to do with it. Alright, okay, let's go over some important issues here. Alright, if you are the person who's going to administrate the website itself, let's come and show you the update. So it's under control panel, okay, and then checking Joomla update status, which is there, and it says it's up to date. Now, if you are working on, say, Joomla 1.7, you really need to update to Joomla version 2.5.7, okay, because obviously that is the best patched one at this time for the likes of security. Now, there's nothing worse knowing that your Joomla isn't up to date and everyone knows the hacks for it, and then people can hack your web server or any of the SQL and so on. That's the last thing that you want. Therefore, it's always wise to update. And believe it or not, if you've got Google Analytics on your web page, they will even tell you this as well. They will check your web page to see which version of Joomla you have, and if or not it needs to be updated. So it's a huge recommendation from Google through the analytics to keep your Joomla up to date, and also from Joomla community itself to keep it up to date. Now, for the time being, you don't need to update to Joomla 3.0 because it's still in the development for developers stage, we say, but it does work. And if you want to see, well, I'll tell you what. Let's whilst you're here and you've done an hour, if you're interested enough to see Joomla 3.0, then let's show you, shall we? So let's give you an insight to it. Okay, so let's then go through the fun of removing all of this then, shall we? So let's come up to here, and I need to do this messing around game with these folders. So I'm just going to pause the video and just do all that now. Okay, so that's all the messing around done. We're back to our couple of little things here. So let's just move this images folder. It's gone now. It's gone. Okay, so we've got everything. Let's make sure my funky little web page is still there, and let's make sure this is not there. Good. Okay, so let's make sure that's not there. That's good. Let's take a copy of this. Copy link location. Let's come to our thing here, and let's go to this. Probably going to get kicked out of this. Okay, so let's just log back into. Actually, let's just do this quickly. Okay, so otherwise you know my login username. I don't want that, because it's not really very good. Be there in a second. Okay, so we're nearly done. Okay, so now let's just go and dump all these. Okay, they're all gone now, and then we should. So that's all the table's gone out of the database. So we've now got our file which we need, so we can go ahead and download this. So let's do that like that, like that, like that. Okay, downloads it. Okay, how long is that going to take? Not long. That one's done. So let's have a look. Yep, we've got it. So let's change mod 755 for Joomla 3.0. That one's done. We're all happy with that. Okay, let's now unzip super fast this one. That one's all done now. Come over to here, come to here. That looks funky and different, see? Okay, that's got everything there. It's got everything there. Let's place that in there. Okay, site offline, yes. Description, don't care. Next, MySQL localhost, got everything there. Let's make sure that password's correct. Okay, let's just knock that out. Chuck that back in there. That's all correct. Backup, remove MySQL, and go next. Goes there. None. Email configuration, we don't care. This is all fine. That's all fine. And go next. Install. And it does a little bit of extra stuff, installing, and whilst we're there we can check this to see how many tables it's actually done so far. None so far. Installing. God, you're taking some time, isn't you? Oh, it's working now. No. If you come in the background, you should be able to check what's going on. Are you working or what? Let's just check to see whether they've got correct file permissions. Should have. Should be no problem. Let's just give it a helping hand, shall we? Okay. My patience has run out. Again, this is all correct, that's all correct, user, that's all correct. Go next. No, 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 no. It works. Can go next. And if you come down here, see, next step is none. Add class active install. It's not a function. So something's not working. Something's not working on here for some reason. Strange. So the download is actually not working. Crazy. Okay, we're going to have to leave it there then. But I believe I've got a copy of it somewhere. Got a copy. Let's see. Packages 3.0. So I do actually have a copy. Okay, what I'm going to do then is, if this isn't going to work, okay. Actually, I'm going to call it a day there. Okay. I really hope you've learnt something about this today. I hope that you're sure about actually how to install Joomla, what things may happen if you're getting errors along the lines of do not have the correct permissions to do this, can't install an extension, an error code has come up, and basically you go under the site configurations and directory permissions, and you see there that everything's unwritable. Therefore you do need to think about changing all of the files to write, execute, and read for the different settings. As we've seen there, 755, 757, 756 do work fine. Well, it was definitely 755, 757. Also then, the different ways to upload the files. The fastest way is to upload, or the fastest way is to use SSH. Second fastest way would be to download the zip file and then upload it to your web server through your website interface. Then have your web host actually then extract the files and so on. And then through FTP set the correct folder and file permissions correctly, and then proceed with the installation. So that's about it. I've taken up an hour and 30 minutes of your time. I've enjoyed doing this. Maybe it's been a little bit fuzzy at times, but I just want to make sure that everything is thorough. I have the possibility to do long videos, detailed videos, in-depth videos. Therefore I want to make certain that the people out there that are willing to watch, then they learn everything in one foul swoop. Now my next aim is not to talk about how Joomla works, alright, how you do this, that and the other. My next aim is to do a tutorial about making templates for Joomla. Templates are fantastically easy. They're a little bit kind of time consuming, but the end result is actually relatively easy. And if you make one template of a template as such, your blueprint of it, then all you got to do is fill in the gaps later on. Okay, and edit a few things here, there and everywhere. But that's about it. Alright, I really appreciate your time. Okay, just click on the subscribe button if you want to. Alright, provide me with feedback. Okay, if I've done anything wrong, using Linux today? Any wrong commands? Could I have done it better? Chuck me a message, please. Okay, my knowledge about Linux and about the commands and shell and bash and so on, okay, it is literally schoolboy stuff. All right, it's one of my demons that I really need to learn. Okay, and I am learning it. So if you've got any top tips about what I did wrong or what I could do better, then let me know. All right. Yeah, so if anyone does know about this moving folder thing and so on, then let me know as well on that. If anyone has any questions about Joomla, please use the Joomla forums, please use the Joomla websites, because they're there. Okay, there's forums out there. Don't come and ask me, because, well, there's a better way of doing it by asking the Joomla forums. If you feel that you need to come and ask me, then ask me. Just a point of interest is that if you send me a message and I can clearly see that you haven't researched it at all, okay, I'm not going to answer you. Alright, I only answer when I can really see that people have researched themselves, and I am the last resort to ask them to answer them. Just another thing as well is I get a few people asking me for one-to-one communications through Facebook or whatever. I'm not doing this. Alright. You know, you just watch my videos. I'm here about helping you, not about sitting there and chatting about stuff. Okay, maybe I might do it in the future, but right now I've got enough on my own plate to do my own things and talk with other people about stuff. Okay, but I really enjoyed doing this. I really appreciate the feedback. Thanks very much. I'm David Dawn Web Design, or facebook.com/Dawn Design, YouTube / something, whatever it is. Okay, that's it. Thanks, and I wish you a good evening and goodbye.